Hello and welcome back to one another video. In this video, we are going to talk about RAG versus MCP. As the name suggests, RAG and MCP. RAG is retrieval augmented generation. As you can see on screen, there is the definition of RAG and MCP is written. You can read this definition, one of the finest definition I have tried to written. So, what does actually this RAG and MCP do? Why? The first question when you think of anything, you should come in mind why, what, and how. Why? Why this is important? What this is doing? What next it can approach? And how we will be going to question. Three important questions are in mind. Then we go to start why, what, and how this is going to work. I will be going to tell you how and why like is important. First, if I go is RAG or retrieval augmented generation, how it works and what you don't have to worry about this. If I give you one problem, think of any one problem that I am giving to you. Just think. I have given you a PDF file of 1,000 words. You have to retrieve this data. How will you going to retrieve this? One of the method is you can use OCR or anything that you want to in web scraping you can use, but here if you want to scrap all this data and provide a specific question answer solution, you have to use RAG. What does RAG do? As the name suggests, retrieval means you have to retrieve, augment, you have to augment on that, and generation means you have to generate. So retrieval, for retrieval purpose, we have to retrieve from the PDF first of all, using web scraping or anything. We will be retrieving the information from any website or anything. Then we will be going to augment this. Augmenting means chunking the data or vectorizing the data, prompting the data, and augmenting. Then there comes generation. What does generation means? Generating. You have seen in ChatGPT we get a data in a generated form. We does not get a data in a very formal way or informal way like you think of that we don't get any data like this only. We get a formatted data with the help of gpts, llms. So what does LLMs do? As you know, LLMs just provide a formatting of data. Large language model just provide a formatting of data. It is a database where all things are learned. So it provide a formation of that data. If earlier, why the three questions that earlier I have asked you, why, what, and how? Let me answer. Why RAG is used? Oh, why RAG is used? Let me clear you. Why RAG is used? The problem with LLMs are that they don't know the latest data. If you have to retrieve any latest news, LLMs are not aware of retrieving that latest news or specific news. If I have to, in a company, think of a problem statement that I have to retrieve information of an employee. How I will be going to retrieve that information? So RAG can be used on that position. We can retrieve by making RAG. We can retrieve the data of that employee, forget specific documents. Oh, this is a very well known problems and can hallucinate, make wrong answers. If it does not have, or LLMs does not have the company data or any data which is private, how it going to perform on that? And you know that this is LLM, this is your company. You cannot directly push your data to LLM or a cloud because there are securities and privacy concerns. So for that retrieval augmented generation is used. RAG is used. Oh, so basically you learn about why RAG is used. What is RAG? The very most question. What is RAG and what it does? I have told you retrieval augmented generation. Then fetches data from external sources. It fetches data from external sources, improves accuracy of AI, works with PDFs, database, and documents. If think of a scenario, you have a XYZ company, and here there is an LLM. You are asking, hey, tell me about Ansuman Maurya of XYZ company. He does not know about me because this is they are not connected to each other. If I make a rack system upon my company and provide the all information with the integration of LLMs, help of LLMs, so LLM is not indirectly getting privacy concerns and securities. Then it will produce, yes, I can tell you more about Ansuman Maurya. So this is the problem that RAG has solved. So we have come to conclusion that why and what RAG does. Then the next question, how it does. The very foremost question, why, how it does. So any query, think of any query that you think of. First, user query, what user is asking. Then vector databases, then retrieval relevant data, then generation using LLMs. So first user is asking some queries. Think of any scenario. You are asking, oh, hey, tell me about Anshuman Maurya of XYZ company. Then the LLM is blank on that position because it does not know where to go and how to go. So it is a progressed problem in nowadays. Company need their data to be feeded so that they can get on one command. They don't have to go on the files and checks where the Anshuman Maurya data is feeded. They need their on their desktop on one prompt. So how this will be going to work? So how it works, let me tell you. This is XYZ company data that I'm putting on the company data I'm putting on the data source. This data source is XYZ company data, which has employee ID, employee name, and what they perform. You think of three columns only by the point, and I am just giving to them. This, this data will be chunks in text. Chunking of data, just like you will making this is Ansuman Maurya, chunking Ansuman and Maurya in a different boxes, chunking the test, then embedding it. Then on the vector database, you can make it by Pinecom, ChromaDB, many vector databases. What does vector databases do? If you comment, I will be explaining you how vector databases are using these contexts and making this good. In simple words, if I have to tell you, there is one fruit and there is an company, Apple. Company fruit, company name is Apple and the fruit is also an apple. So how this data will be stored? How context will be find ki this apple is company asking name or the fruit he is asking. So someone asked, what is the rate of apple? What do you think it will give the answer? It will basically give and chunks the data and search and what is the rate of apple. First, it will be go on fruit section and tell that it is asking by semantic searches that this is very clear that this will be slide on the fruit section. If it try to type what is the rate of an Apple phone, then we will be going on the vector database of where the phone section of databases are kept. Think of this as that this fruit section has zero point 0.5 apple where it is stored, location of stored. I, you have understand that I have stored this location as zero point 0.5 because in vector DB. Think of that. And in this company section, where companies profile names are saved on zero point 0.7 and this 0.8, this apple is saved. So by the search, it will search how probability of rate is going for that. If you ask what is the rate of apple, it will tell us about the fruit first. If we tell specify it what is the rate of apple phone, then it will be specify on the company database. How does vector DB describes both of these? So here vector DB databases, the chunk tested embedded it. You can use embeddings, then use vector DBs. These vector DBs stores data of your chunks parts for retrieval and symmetric searches. When the prompt is given to us, what is price of apple? Then this prompt this goes to the relevant data and comes to the LLM context and relevant data. This is a basically a one layer where the prompt and vector DB is concatenated, and then the LLMs are used. LLMs you can use, and then the response is generated. If think of a situation, think of a situation, there is XYZ company that I'm telling you from starting. It has its employees' data, and a owner of a company wants to know how many employees are present today or not. How it will be going to do this? One method is go on office and check the backlogs, check the Excel sheets. Yes, this employee are present. If in this case it uses a simple situation like RAG and make architecture on that data, then it can easily access to that data. So he has to just, if he stores data on Excel sheet, he has to just connect to this data to the LLMs and make it RAG. Is how this will Excel data will be converted into the first step. How we will be going to chunk, then chunks to embedding, then went to vector databases for storing information and updating it. Okay, then to the LLM, then the prompts also. Then LLM produces a very readable response, and then it gets the output. By far, we have covered why, what, and how RAGs will work. Why RAGs, what RAG, and how it works. As earlier, I have told you, this RAG is about knowing, not doing, only retrieval process. RAG can only retrieve data from any document, database, anything, or PDFs, but it cannot do anything. If I give a prompt to a RAG just to book a flight for me, it will be helpless. It can only show you the flights, but it cannot book. But how you can overcome these conditions? How you can book a flight by giving one prompt to the servers? How by giving one prompt to the GPTs or any Cloud AIs, how you can access to this? There comes the MCP. MCP, Model Context Protocol. By far, we have known that RAG can only retrieve data, but it cannot do agents work. If I have to perform many agent tasks, can you book a flight for me? It is helpless. It cannot book flight. So as MCP arrives, it also has three problems. That three problems are, as we know, why MCP? Why MCP? What MCP? And how MCP? Again, three question arises. Why MCP? What MCP? And how MCP? Why? Earlier, can only retrieve data from an specific document. It cannot perform another further action. AI is not able to connect with real world. Any real world problem, just like I have to book and flight, go to from Delhi to Ahmedabad. It cannot book. It only shows. But in the other hand, MCP can retrieve, make changes, and can book. Retrieval is possible in MCP also, but it can make changes. This is the new. You can make changes. It can retrieve and update too. Just think of PDF file. You are just retrieving it, the data from it. But what MCP can do? MCP can update this PDF file also. If there is some data that is not to date, you have to update it. Just like there is an error in a grammatical mistake, you have to update it. Then here comes the MCP. MCP can update the data. You can change the data on the given commands only. So MCP gives AI the power to act, not just to respond. Where retriever or RAG is just only giving you response. It does gives us a very good power. It just gives power to only AI power to act also. So why MCP we have understood. AI is not able to connect with real world. What is MCP? Just I have told you, MCP is Model Context Protocol. Connects AI to tools and APIs, allow AI to perform actions using AI agents. How? How will this going to work? We are understanding what. But how this will be going to work? If some user request, let's think of user requests, then LLM decides, then calls APIs or system, then returns a real world. This is how it works. There are three phases where tool, resources, and prompt work together. Tools, there are resources, there are prompts in MCP. There are three main MCPs, how it works. Think of tools. We have given tools to this. Okay. Then go to resources, then prompt. Tools, resources, and prompt. All three are given to this. This is the main thing in which it work, MCP server. How this think of I've if I give you one of the examples of MCP, how it is very much popular nowadays. Why? So let us think of and one example. Okay, you have type C charges. What earlier was there? Every phone has its own design chargers. So if lava phone is there, then it will be charged with only lava charger. Okay, this is RAG. This is the only RAG. Lava phone can be only charged with lava charger because this is only specified for that only condition. That's much condition only. It can, if I put Samsung charger on that, it will be fault or it will be not able to charge that phone. What happened nowadays? We have Type C chargers which are universal chargers. We can charge any mobile phone, earbuds, or what we can charge. We can charge our laptops too with Type C. Okay, anything we can charge. Any device we can charge. Even the mic which I am using, it is charged with that system too. This is MCP, a universal hub. Think of a port in your laptop. There are many ports you can use. But think of an architecture of hub where there are many ports you can use and one single output unit. Connect this unit with your laptop and with a hub you can connect Ethernet cable, mouse. Okay, you can connect your uh, keyboards, anything, pen drives. So this is MCP. One protocol, one protocol, and many charges, many things you can do. Okay, understanding or not? One protocol there here is MCP. and you can connect with any server. You connect the server with booking, book my show, book my show. You can connect this server with your desktop. You can connect this server with VS Code. You can connect this server with Blender. And what you have to do next? You have to just perform, then giving tasks. How will you giving these tasks? With prompts on your Claude.ai. These MCP servers are designed by Anthropic in recent time. They are getting very much popular nowadays. So, how these MCP servers are built? If you comment down, I will be building you MCP servers and telling you how you can build. There are many ways you can build MCP servers. There are some built-in MCP servers also in Cloud.ai. You can connect directly to your desktop and perform things. So basically, MCP server, what do you think MCP server is? This is the universal protocols system hub where you can connect server 1, server 2, server 3, any server you can connect, as many as you can. You have to just give it prompt and directly you can do your work. You have to just say code, code, uh, just perform code Python libraries. No, no, just think of very small. Okay, if I give prompt, write a code in C++ of lead code 1, it will write to lead code two sums, questions, answer. Then I save another prompt. This is very simple. I give another prompt, save this file to my desktop. Okay, this will automatically save this file on your desktop and you can retrieve the files from your desktop. You can ask how many desktop on desktop, how many PDFs are there. It will tell you 83 PDFs, 20 PDFs. It will retrieve. It will take time, but it will be retrieved. If you have a better plan, it will take less amount of time. So by far you have understand what is RAG and how what is MCP. So quickly we have to complete this session also. So I will be going to MCP where I have written some. Okay, I have tell you why, what, and how this MCP is written. So here is one of diagrams that I have put here so you can check it out. So basically what this diagram is saying, here is the one client, this is the server side. You have to just think of that. MCP host can be anything. Client, here you will be putting queries. These queries will be going to the any MCP protocol, then checks which local source is there. If you connected web APIs, you have asked the question, what is the temperature of today? Then it will go this protocol side, and from website it will be search answer and tell us. Okay, a specific website you have connected, just like you have connected TCS website, search for application and fill the form for my intern. Okay, this command will be done by this MCP host where the cloud will giving going to answer this by going to server and checking this first and then filling the form for you if MCP2 is localhost. So basically by far we have come to a very good point that how MCP works, and how all these things work. So, quick features we will be going to talk about MCP and RAG. So, if we be going to features, what it provides, RAG and then uh, MCP. So, features architecture. What is the architecture? Embeds knowledge. I've told you chunking, embedding, and then vector DB checking. Embeds knowledge in prompt. Okay? Then, what does MCP architecture says? Query external tools. As I told you, the MCP has the three main things in which it works: tools, resources, and prompt as you provide. Tools you are connect, resources you provide, and then prompt you provide. So, query external tools, timing features. Before generation, during conversation. You guys understands or not? Before generation and during conversation, what does it mean? So think of RAG. RAG, what does? What would the RAG was doing? Just chunking the data, embedding the data, and then prompt using LLMs and vector DB, then using LLMs and prompting to concatenate a result. So it is before generating it. Okay. So retrieval is very quick. During conversation, you ask, tell me about the today's book. Book a ticket from Prayagraj to Ghaziabad. Okay, it will be first checking the go to the server, checking the list of trains, then finding out the best suitable train for you, then again going to the booking the ticket and then provide you answer. It will take time because it's taking a lot of processing, going to different APIs, different apps. So MCP does this. Okay, then what does scope? What is the scope? Documentation, documents. It only retrieve data from document, websites, anything. Only retrieval part is done here. No one other. Just focus on retrieval only. So, okay. MCP where APIs you can connect, databases you can connect, tools you can connect, many tools like Blender you can collect and make a very good 3D models with this. You can create any VS code you can connect with MCP and type it and directly you can see that everything is doing. Interact interactivity. One shot means you will be providing one short answer of anything. If I have make a RAG application, think of this. I just updated a website www.datapunch.com. I ask question what is the price of punch car? It will only say 6.87 lakhs and retrieved from this data. Okay. It does not do anything else. It will just only do this. In this MCP, what does it does? If I ask connect this with any Blender side, okay, let me give you the example of Blender and say make a 3D model on Blender. Okay, it will be opening the Blender first. Then what it will do? It will retrieve what work has been done in past, then check what you can update and suggest you can now go on. Okay, you're understanding how these things are going to work. How does MCP is different from RAG? There comes a very if I tell you that what fine tuning does. This is way different logic. Fine tuning LLMs, way different logic from these two, but very similar to these three properties only. RAG retrieval only, MCP protocol retrieval updation. Both you can do. You can retrieve and you can slightly you can update also. The MCP does this. Model context protocols, it had protocols, tools, it has resources, it had prompts, so it can do both. So here comes the last and final fine-tuning LLMs. The best cases in the scenario of the companies we are going, they are using fine-tuning of LLM, small LLMs, they are fine-tuning on their databases and getting a response quickly. on their local servers. There is no need of internet, anything, any protocol. So what actually today we learn about that RAG and MCP. I'm just telling you RAG and MCP fine tuning in another lectures on another videos I will be telling you. So MCP model context protocol, a LLM actually can generate summary of a data, but it cannot real stock price of that company. So why the problem occurs here? The glue code. At last, by going with the time and flow, I will be just telling you a few more points so you what you can think of that. So we have tell you why MCP, what MCP, okay, and how MCP. In RAG, I also tell you why RAG, okay, what RAG and how RAG. It is used for only where retrieval is needed. Okay, you have any PDF file, your college data, assignment, you have to find summary of that PDF file. It can do it. So this is just a RAG. Where MCP, Model Context Protocol, what it does. I have told you many times what it does. Can retrieve first, update first. You can update it the data. Okay, both works. Retrieval updation, both work. And connecting to many tools, you can connect to many tools for retrieval, many servers. Architecture of this is your LLM think of, which is Claude.ai. Okay, then MCP comes. Okay, then MCP server one, then MCP server two. So basically, MCP to understand MCP in better way, I have told you the so in this video we have talked about MCP and RAG. If you have any doubt about MCP and RAG implementation in how companies does this, you can comment below. I will be explaining with you many. I have many projects. I will be explaining with that project also. Whereas MCP and RAG and MCP, I'm thinking of next video. In next video, I'm thinking of telling you about fine tuning of LLMs and how you can perform fine tuning of LLMs on how RAG and MCP above fine tuning of LLM is working. So if I tell you there are two LoRa and few LoRa techniques of fine tuning LLM, you can go and check on internet also. You can read this research paper, very good research paper. Recent I have also learned about this fine tuning, quantized fine tuning, and LoRa techniques and Q LoRa techniques. So you can also read it because these are very good technologies that we have to know about this. You bag MCP and practical use cases of company, how they use this and what they use this. I have first tell you what, why, and how. Then I have explained you the exam with examples, diagrams, how this chunking does, how embedding and vector. If you know about want to know about more about vector TV, please comment. Okay, comment it down. Vector DB, I will be explaining you very good examples. I have to make me a PDF and I will be explaining you very simple and lame language. Looks so you can comment it down and you have to embeddings. You have to know about embeddings also. You can comment it down. Chunking, I can also explain chunking also. So to know if if you want to learn about new technologies, please tell me on which topic I can make videos and what you want to learn. I will be explaining you with very simple language that I have explained you today. If you learn and get valuable information from RAG and MCP, please hit the like button and share with your friends and colleagues. And please, at last, you can also subscribe. Give big thumbs up and best of luck. Thank you for watching.